Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I have a little mini review and demo of some of the Mazzie Cosmetics pigments. I've promised this for a while since my indie haul over the summer, so I finally just decided to bite the bullet and do it. So I'm not a person who uses a lot of loose pigments. From the ones I've experienced, I've used the, I have a couple right here. I have them in a little bowl right here. I have a couple from Darling Girl Cosmetics, and I also have a few from Concrete Minerals, and those are really my only experiences with loose pigments. And so far, like, they've been good and really nice and colorful, but there's always like a lot of fallout, and I find them to be a little bit difficult to work with. So pro of Mazzie Cosmetics pigments, I haven't had a lot of those experiences with them. Sure, if you don't tap off the brush, there's going to be a lot more fallout since it is a loose pigment and not any sort of like pressed eyeshadow. I find these to be really easy to blend, and I don't have to do too much to my normal makeup routine to work with them. So I have three of the colors on my eyes right now. I have Acid Bath, Anal, and Gidget. So they created like a pretty quick and easy look. I use it with my regular NYX HD eyeshadow primer, which is nice. Normally for most pigments I use the e.l.f. glitter glue, which is cool in some ways but difficult in others because I find that glitter glues do make things more difficult to blend, and so I don't really have that problem with these. Now I'll show you what the pigment looks like in comparison to the sizes of the Darling Girl and the Concrete Minerals, so if you have any experience with those, you can just see where to find them. This is one of the smaller Darling Girl ones, and this is a regular full size of the Mazzie Cosmetics. This is an Acid Bath, which cost, I believe, $6 for one full sizing of these, which is really great, and it is ever so slightly smaller than a Concrete Minerals shadow. So that's just kind of what it looks like in comparison. I got these off of Etsy, and I think the owner who I follow on Instagram and who follows me on Instagram, which is how I found this coincidentally, I believe that they're working towards getting a full-on like website, and they're working towards not just doing loose shadows but also doing like pressed shadows, highlights, all of that kind of stuff, which I think is really cool. They also have some blushes in there, which I would love to try out in the future because I'm rediscovering one of my Bare Minerals like loose blushes, and I realized that I actually kind of like loose blushes, so that might be something worth figuring out. I'll show you the shades I got and then I'll get into the tutorial with them. So I'm going to show you the shades that aren't on my eyes first. This one is in a forest, which is a nice foresty green. I will attempt to swatch this. That's what this shade kind of looks like. It's not exactly the best swatch. I'm not a good swatchy person. I prefer to see how it applies on my eyes, which is why I did this video the way I did. And the other one that isn't on my eyes right now is in the shade Claire, which is this nice tealy teal, and that is what that looks like. And I got a little heavy on the limeish greens, so I bought two of them just because they really appeal to me. This is in Acid Bath. That is what I believe I have it on my lid. We'll see what it actually is in the demo. I did it 5 minutes ago. I have the memory of Dory from Finding Nemo, and that is what that looks like. There's Anal or Anal. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's the name of a drag queen who I do not know because I'm a bad gay, and yeah, this is what I have in my crease. This is probably my favorite shade out of all of them. It's a little bit more vibrant than Acid Bath, as you can see. And the last shade is Gidget, which is what I have on my inner corner, and it is this gorgeous hot pink shade. I feel like a really cute watermelon today, and that is how pigmented that is. So these shadows are really good. They're probably my favorite loose pigment, loose eyeshadow brand that I've tried so far. So that's really cool because normally I have them in my collection, but I shy away from them just because I don't want to have to go through all the hassle of using them and doing the right things and using the right primer, and I don't have to worry about them as much. So anyway, that I think is kind of a good comprehensive little review. Be sure to check them out. I am now going to get into the demo. Okay, so I've zoomed y'all in so you can kind of see how these pigments apply. So I'm first going to go in with my regular NYX HD eyeshadow base. One of the really cool things that I like about these pigments is that unlike a lot of other loose pigments that I've tried, they don't really need a glitter glue base. You don't have to work too hard on it. You can just do kind of what you normally do. I like this eyeshadow primer. If you use concealer as a base, like don't worry, that would work too, I would assume. Like you can probably use like a glitter glue or whatever if you want, but you don't have to with these. I think I am going to go in with the shade Anal, I don't know how to pronounce anything. And yeah, as you can see, a lot has already kind of come out of there, and I am going to take it on a Wet n Wild blending brush, and I'm just gonna tap that in right here and tap it off. And I'm gonna blend that into my crease. And you can see how nice and pigmented that applies. And I'm also not getting a lot of fallout. A lot of the times, one of the dangers that you have to watch out for in loose pigments is that it will bring you a lot of fallout. You do have to tap it off a little bit, but I haven't had as much fallout as I have with others. And then I'm going to take the shade Acid Bath, which is a similar but slightly different green shade. And I'm gonna press that all over my lid. I'm not entirely sure what kind of brush this is, but it works. Then I'm gonna go back in with Anal and just put that along my lower lash line. I don't feel like putting on concealer today. And now, just because I feel like I want to put a little pop in there, I'm going to go in with the shade Gidget, which will kind of match my sweater that I'm wearing today. And I think that'll be super cute. Okay, now I'm just gonna put on some mascara and like do the rest of my face, and I hope that this was kind of a good short little easy little demo of the pigments. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you on my next one. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!